In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about installing Daggerfall on your PC and get it running at its best. Featuring my DaRKerfall retro mod collection, as well as my original DaRKerfall remaster. So if you find this video helpful, leave a like, and hit that subscribe button for more install guides, mods, game reviews, and more. So let's start by opening the description of this video and scrolling to the bottom, where I left links to everything you need for this installation. So before we download anything, let's create a new folder wherever we like to keep our downloads. This is where all of our downloads for Daggerfall are going to go. The first link will bring you to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages. This is where you will download Daggerfall Setup 3.0.1. This is the base game with all original patches and content. The second link will bring you to Inner Karma's website with a list of all their releases for Daggerfall Unity. The most recent build as of this time is Daggerfall Unity 1.1.1. So we're going to scroll down until we get to Assets, and if you don't see the zip files to download, hit that little arrow on the left. We're downloading DFU Windows 64-bit. Place this in the same folder we created earlier. If you only plan to install Daggerfall Unity Edition, these are the only files you'll need, and you can skip ahead to the install chapter. If you intend to use mods with Daggerfall, you're going to need a Nexus account. Get signed up, and we're going to be installing Nexus Mod Manager. This program allows for a stress-free install of my mod collection. It has a download manager built in for premium members that will automatically download the whole collection for you. This definitely makes things go a lot faster, but premium membership is not required. So we're going to download the Vortex installer to the same folder we've been using. For now, we are done with downloads and we're going to start the install process. Let's start by installing Vortex. Anytime the screen goes dark, that's just Windows asking for administrator permissions. Make sure you click Yes. Choose a directory to install Vortex. I'm going to use my N drive for storage purposes, but the default C drive is fine too. Let Vortex install, should only take a minute. Then we're going to let it open for the first time. Okay, so I have a little error saying I'm missing some files, but that's okay. Just click Fix if you happen to get this message. Vortex will download the missing files and we'll get them installed. Another administrator prompt. Once that's finished, you may need to restart Vortex Mod Manager and then get yourself logged in. We will come back to Vortex later to add your chosen mod collection. Now we head back to our download folder. Right-click on Daggerfall Setup 3.0.1 and extract the files. Then we are going to open the Daggerfall Setup.exe. Windows may warn that this is dangerous, and this is normal. Just click More Info and then Run anyway. Another administrator prompt. And now this is the installer for the original Daggerfall. Click Next, accept the agreement, and click Next. And I'm going to install this in the same folder as our other downloads. If you intend on using the Unity version only, you need these files temporarily. But if you want to play the original Daggerfall in DOSBox in all its buggy glory, then install it like you would any other game. And we're going to do a full installation. And I'm not going to create a start menu folder or shortcut because again, I'm only using these files to set up Daggerfall Unity. Then let Daggerfall install. Once it's finished, you officially have the original game on your computer. Now we need to go back to our downloads folder, and we're going to create a new folder called DFU 1.1.1 Portable. And we're going to put Daggerfall Unity Windows 64-bit inside this new folder. Then go inside this new folder and extract the files. You no longer need the zip file, so it can go back to the downloads folder. Now, go inside your DFU 1.1.1 portable folder, inside Daggerfall Unity Data, inside Streaming Assets, and then inside the Game Files folder. Then in a separate window, open the Daggerfall folder where we installed the original Daggerfall game. Copy the Arena2 folder to the Game Files folder. Then go back to your Daggerfall Unity 1.1.1 portable folder. Create a new text document and name it Portable. Then open the Daggerfall Unity exe, and if you get hit with a security window, click More Info and run anyway. Now you have Daggerfall Unity Edition installed on your PC. This portable edition keeps everything you need to play the game inside this folder. Now we need to head back to Vortex Mod Manager, then click on Manage where it shows Daggerfall Unity. Vortex might not discover the game automatically, so you'll have to select the game folder. Search for the DFU 1.1.1 portable folder and select it. This will lead to an administrator prompt. Click Yes. Now Daggerfall Unity is managed by Vortex. Go to the bottom left tab under Mods and click Collections. Now we navigate back to the web page that contains your desired mod collection. I'm using the DaRKerfall Retro Edition and add it to Vortex. This will open up the collection in the Mod Manager to install. This contains a list of instructions for sorting the load order, and we will go over that later. For now, click Install Now. The version mismatch warning should already be fixed, so don't worry about that. Now just sit back and wait for the collection to install. Should take about 15 minutes to download and install. I have fast forwarded this process to about 3 minutes. In the meantime, here's some DaRKerfall retro gameplay while this collection installs. There will be a few pop-ups on the Persistent Dungeons mod about halfway through, and I'll show you what to do when we get there. Here we're downloading the Persistent Dungeons mod from the Daggerfall workshop. Go ahead and click Continue. Then click the blue download button and wait for the next pop-up. On this one, we just click Create Mod. Now the process should continue until complete. You'll get one more administrator prompt and all mods should be installed. In Vortex, under the Mods section, find the Daggerfall Presets mod and right-click on it. Click Open in the File Explorer. This should open a folder containing the file Mods.json. Right-click on this file and copy it. Then, if you made a portable installation like we did earlier in this video, this file is going to be placed inside our DFU 1.1.1 portable folder. Then open the portable app data folder, then mods, then game data, then paste that file here. Now let's run Daggerfall Unity and verify everything worked. Click on the mods in the bottom left when the game opens, and we should see all our mods with a few mods disabled. This will be true for both collections. For now, I want to focus on a few more basic settings. Some settings are optional, so feel free to come back and adjust these to your playstyle. So back at the main menu, at the bottom right, we're going to click Advanced. That will bring us to the Gameplay tab. Turn on Movement Acceleration, Bows Draw and Release, Toggle Sneak, and then we're going to go to the Interface tab. Turn on Countdown Quest Journal Clocks, then go to the Enhancements tab. Turn off Compress Modded Textures, turn on Item-Based Player Torch. Then I recommend to turn on Guild Quest Player Selection, allow Magic Item Repairs, and turn on the Advanced Climbing System. And adjust your lighting. Dungeon Ambient Light to 1, Night Ambient Light to 0.3, and Player Torch Light to 0.7. Next is the Video tab. Set the quality level to beautiful, which is recommended by Dream. Now for the DaRKerfall Retro Collection, set the main GUI filter and video filter all to point. For the original DaRKerfall collection, set the main filter and the video filter to trilinear and the GUI filter to point. A good field of view is 70, although that depends on your preference. And I set terrain distance to 1. The Dream mod recommends 2, but with over 100 mods I feel like I get better performance at 1, so adjust this depending on your PC's performance. Then set your shadow resolution to very high and turn on Dungeon Light Shadows. Now, since we did a portable installation earlier, we're going to head back to the installation folder. We're going to open the portable app data folder, and Settings.ini should be here at the bottom. We're going to open this text file and change a few things. Don't worry, it's easier than it looks. Click on Edit at the very top and then Find. We're looking for exterior shadow distance. So start to type that in the search box and click Next. This will make it easy to find what we're looking for. We're going to change this value from 90 to 150. Next is Mobile NPC Shadows. Change that to True. General Billboard Shadows to True. Nature Billboard Shadows to True. And Terrain Height Map Pixel Error to 1. Then save this and we're finished here. Now we open Daggerfall Unity again and navigate to the Mods section. I have included presets for a number of mods in this collection. This part is pretty straightforward, and we're going to select each mod and see if it has the settings option available. If so, click it, go to the top right, click Presets, and we'll see if there are any available. If you see DaRKerfall presets, use those above anything else. If only the Dream presets are available, use those. This rule applies for all my mod collections. Also, a side note, mods can be tweaked or disabled to fit your playstyle, so keep that in mind. For some mods, such as travel options, there are numerous presets to choose from. But I personally use balanced travel, which is a nice mix of the vanilla fast travel system with the option to use the first-person accelerated travel when desired. And I like the persistent map when doing so. But feel free to choose whatever preset feels best to you in these situations. We're going to continue applying presets until we reach climates and calories. Climates and calories probably should be disabled for new players, as it adds more survival mechanics to the game, such as the need to eat, drink, sleep, and regulate your body temperature. This adds another layer of difficulty to the game, which newcomers may want to avoid if you're not ready yet. If you're using the retro package, you need to decide if you want to use the retro frame or not. If using the retro frame, disable the convenient clock in HotKey HUD. If you want the retro package without the retro frame, disable the retro frame mod and enable convenient clock in HotKey HUD. Now for NPC health indicators. The default colors and layout work great, but a little custom tweaking never hurts. For retro mode, I usually use no text and keep things pretty simple to fit the retro style. In first-person lighting, turn off extinguish flames. Horrible Hordes adds groups of enemies to dungeons, so maybe start on easy and work your way up. And set the preset on HUD torch indicator to DaRKerfall 2024 Retro 640x480. Also a reminder that if you have the regular DaRKerfall collection, you don't have to worry about any of these retro HUD settings. Keep going through the list, and when you get to persistent dungeons, it will only have one preset to use. You may want to tweak these settings, but the default preset works fine for me. Now I know I'm moving through all these mods pretty quickly, so if anyone has a question about a specific mod, leave a comment down below. If you are using the retro frame mod, it has 3 resolutions and the original 4:3 ratio to choose from, depending on how pixelated you want the game to look. You can select a preset or pick your own settings manually. This allows for players to have an upscaled resolution with the game's original ratio, as well as a modern layout of the classic UI. A blend of retro and modern that has really grown on me. We are going to want to stop at the Dream or Dream 90s backgrounds and turn on Dynamic Skies Twilight. And you might notice the Dream or Dream 90s music is disabled. I personally use Pieces of 8-Bit's remastered soundtrack in this collection, but you can disable that and enable Dreams if you wish, or both if you want the original game music. And this pretty much brings us to the end of presets, and we're almost finished. Now comes the last step in our DaRKerfall install process. We're going to install Reshade, which is included with Dream and Dream 90s. It adds an extra layer of detail, improving on lighting, shadows, and just overall makes the graphics look better, in my opinion. So we need to go back to our DFU 1.1.1 portable folder. Inside Daggerfall Unity data, inside streaming assets, then inside Dream Reshade. Then we're going to open Reshade Setup 5.4.2. When Reshade Setup opens, browse for your Daggerfall Unity exe. This will be in your DFU 1.1.1 portable folder. Then select Next. Then choose Microsoft DirectX 10, 11, 12. Hit Next, then on the next page, browse for a preset. The preset is located in the same Dream Reshade folder. Load the Dream 2024-recommended. Click Next, and Next again, and it will download and install the shaders. When the process completes, click Finish. Now let's run Daggerfall Unity, and you should see Reshade right at the top when you open the game. It takes some time to load the first time you use it, so let's give it a moment. You'll notice it says there is an update available. If you want, you can update Reshade to the most recent version, but this is optional and not required. But I have tested it, and you can update it, and it runs fine if anyone was curious. Once it's ready, hit the home key on your keyboard to open the reshade menu. We're going to skip the tutorial, and at the top we're going to click Settings. And we're going to change the overlay key from the home key to the end key. And if you scroll down, you can turn on an FPS counter if you want. The Dream preset should be loaded. If not, click the drop-down menu at the top and select it. Recommended adds the most effects, but is performance heavy. Optimized is a nice mix of performance and effects and is the best choice for my PC. And with that, you're pretty much ready to start making a new character in your overhauled world of Daggerfall, or should I say, DaRKerfall. There are a few more settings I want to go over, but you need to be in-game with your character first. So pause this video, give yourself a pat on the back, grab yourself a cup of tea, coffee, or a refreshing beverage of your choice, and build yourself a nice custom character to experience the new world we created together. When you load into the game for the first time, after the first few messages, hit Escape on your keyboard and click the 3 lines on the top left and go to Effect Settings. Go to Ambient Occlusion, Enable, and copy my settings you see on the screen. Do the same for Bloom, then Motion Blur. Everything else is disabled. Now let me show you how to turn on the retro frame if you chose to use that mod. Click on Retro Mode. I already have the retro frame enabled. It says 640 by 400, but it's actually running 1440 by 1080 because of the retro frame mod. Aspect ratio correction must be set to 4:3 in order for the retro frame to activate. Now, if we set this to off, we get a 16:9 display with no retro border. You can also use the retro frame with the original 320 by 200 resolution if you really want things to look retro. So you have a lot of options to choose from. Also, if you haven't noticed yet, the torch on the bottom right is set to no retro frame mode, so I'll have to set the preset correctly if I want to continue to play with the retro frame. But yeah, you're all set. Just figure out what graphics settings you like the best and dive on into DaRKerfall. Also, if there's a mod in my collection you don't want to use, you can disable most mods without consequence. I do recommend creating a new character when doing so, but in some cases you can get away with it, but do so at your own character's risk. But I hope you had a great time, whether it's the retro or original edition of my DaRKerfall collection. Please let me know what you think with a comment down below. I hope your experience was supreme, and hit that subscribe button for more Daggerfall content as well as other retro modded games. And I'll see you in the next video.